I think that we're going to come to a time in all industries where it's not about the dead men on a piece of cotton exchanging, but it's about all of the intangibles that we're talking about: peace of mind, security, safety. We can talk about them, but it's easy to say, well, I sell tires, and this is there's a tangible side of selling tires,
right?
Where you provide an amazing service, where you're pampered, you're catered to. I can't imagine anyone not wanting
to try that. Yes,
else.
Absolutely.
And you speak English,
right?
I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but it does help.
It does help. Yeah.
And you don't just speak English, though.
Correct. And we have that with our drivers as well. We didn't have that as a criteria, but most of our drivers speak sometimes from 2 languages to 5 languages.
Wow.
So drivers or passengers, especially, to go back on the experience, you not only have that maybe comfort level where you can speak in your native language if you're visiting family, or if sometimes we have our dispatchers, they speak a couple languages as well. If our dispatchers know that, or they sense an accent from a language that they know, they can automatically switch and speak in their language to where the customer that calls has that more relaxed peace of mind over the phone and describe what they need. I mean,
it would be confusing, if I went somewhere and they didn't speak my native language. I mean, I might not understand, and that's a huge. I mean, right there, you've got to be blowing your competitors out of the water. They don't have that.
Well, I would hope so. Yes.
Yeah.
That was the object of the show, Candace, and thank you for bringing it up.
Hey,
Wow.
I like to state the obvious.
Now, I got one other question while you figure out what you do for a living, Candace.
Well, I play a lot.
That's good. That's good. When, for instance, when the proms come up and things of that nature, the thing that I've always wanted to find out is, once you get in the car and they take them to the prom, do they charge them for the complete time that they're there until they get out? Let's say it's a 3-hour deal and they go back home again. Or how do people do it? Is it a one package and the car sits there and waits? Or do you do a kind of a shuffle? Or how do you make this work? I've always wondered.
It goes, because we provide every kind of service that people can imagine with the luxury car industry, is we give people the choice. So you will be quoted, say, a specific rate on if everybody climbs into the vehicle and you want that vehicle to stay with the say, if proms, as an example, with the high school kids, for instance. And because they have so many things on their schedule where they're going to, say, maybe a restaurant for food, then they're going to a club, and then they're going to, after party, and then afterwards, then everybody gets dropped off to maybe a specific place.
Spot, yes.
Correct. So in that case, usually the person that's reserving wants the vehicle to stay with them, so then they're not rushed, one. Second is they know that the vehicle is there. It's not going to get stuck in traffic, or it's not going to be late for their point B to point C event, and then from point C to point D. And it makes it easier for the driver because then he can just stage himself, and the passengers can actually leave their belongings. So if they want to leave like a pair of shoes that they wanted to switch out because they're going to be tired of their heels all their night,
Sure.
And they'll have that, and that makes it easier for them because now they're not worried about, if the driver goes to pick somebody else up, what's going to happen to my shoes or my gym bag that I brought for a change of clothes.
Will they be back in time to pick me up?
Correct. And so we have that. For some people that do proms, they also request smaller vehicles. Maybe it's a 2-couple evening that they wanted to be separate from the whole high school crowd. We have the smaller sedans, or maybe an SUV if they choose, and we can in that case drop them off if they don't have any things. Then they can schedule. We usually ask that they schedule 2 hours after drop off, so then there's time for a driver to do some kind of other work. So then the driver is.
So there's a kind of a 2-hour window there that he can be rescheduled and move on.
Yeah, and then they can go from back different points. Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. See, that way you can register, you can figure out what you're going to do with the car, how to use it. Customization of transportation. That's all I'm going to say. That's wonderful.
And that's what our dispatchers are trained to do. So when a person calls, you don't just get their name, their address, and their destination, and then hang up, which I hear a lot of competitors do to customers. Whereas we give them the whole range because we understand that this is a big event, whether a prom or wedding or homecoming or even just a dinner. You may have an anniversary that it may be a surprise for your loved one. We train our drivers not to say surprise as you're getting in the vehicle because the surprise may be at the very end. Right?
Yeah.
So
surprise.
It may be a restaurant that you haven't attended in, a 10-year span, and this is your 10-year anniversary, and the surprise is as you pull up. So the drivers are trained not to spoil the surprise.
That would make a good idea of really adding customization to the ride plus excitement.
Yeah.
And bringing that. I think a limousine to everybody is rich, power, luxury. Me, it's in the back seat of a Jeep praying that the guy in front's driving knows what he's doing.
I was just going to say, it's picking you up at the geriatric home. So, we have lots of love for
Hey,
you.
I was out at the old soldiers' home, and I saw some of those Hummobiles that have been redone. Beautiful cars, by the way. Oof, gorgeous. So, not picking on me, what you normally do, I'm going to give you the last word today, because we're running out of time, and I know you just can't wait to say something. Right?
I can't.
You can't wait to say it.
If you want to, go ahead and book 24-hour black car service. The phone number is
206-474-4999.
And if you want to go ahead and email a request, it's at diamondlimo206@gmail.com. That is diamondlimo206@gmail.com. And, what you make me want to do is run around and collect women as far as wanting to go up to Snoqualmie Falls for brunch, for a Sunday brunch, or go do shopping downtown Seattle, something fun like that. Or, hey, even down in Issaquah's got great shopping. And down in Lacey or Olympia, they've got those outlet malls. Or how about running to the casino?
Yes.
Having a wonderful night there. Doesn't that make you want to go and do stuff?
Boy, you've taken it right out of my lips.
That's a lot of choices.
That's so much things and so many things you can do. And to add that to the program just really makes it great.
So, Stan, will you come back when it gets closer to holidays?
Of course.
Because holidays, hey, we've got lots of loved ones flying in and leaving. And matter of fact, we want you to, if they know that they're coming in, maybe they should book ahead of time.
Correct, yes, because the holidays, as everybody knows, the airports get filled with a lot of traffic, so and a lot of requests because their families, for the holidays, everybody's families are
they're
coming
flying
in at the same time. They may be even coming in on the same airplane as your neighbor. So if your neighbor beats you to the car service, you may run out of vehicles. But we'll usually squeeze people in.
I can remember picking you up and your husband at the airport. And my hat's off to you guys because I get so confused. I drove in and I didn't know there was a pickup and an arrival spot or whatever.
At the airport.
So I made many loops around, and a lot of people gave me gestures not using all their fingers, and it was just a hard time. So my hat's off to you guys.
Well, that's because he was wearing or driving a pink vehicle.
Yeah, that's true. So
that'll do it.
That'll do it every time, doesn't it? Pink, yes, it does every time.
Well, Stan, I want to thank you so much for coming and being on our show. And more than anything, thank you for your exceptional service. And you make business look good. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, all we can say now is remember, until the next time we see you, keep a smiling. Have a great day.